Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll discuss how to find distance between 2 points, okay? And then we'll practice some example that will clarify our concept overview. So let's start. So let's draw a x and y coordinate. Let's say this is x and y coordinates in xy plane. X and this is y. Is 0. Now let's say we have 2 points. One is x1, y1. Another one is x2, y2. So this is the 1 point, this is the another point. Now the distance of these 2 points, you have to add these 2 points together. So that this is the distance between these 2 points, right? This line. But how do you find out this line? So this line is just simply the square of the difference between x coordinates. So x1 and x2, x1 and x2. We have to find out the difference between x1 and x2 and square that like this, x2 minus x1. Then we have to square it. Plus the difference between y coordinates, and we have to square them. So let's just do y2 minus y1. That's the difference. Then we have to square them. Then we have to do the square root, which I already did it here. Square root, okay? So this is the distance formula. All we have to do, we have to find out the difference between x coordinates and square root them. And square them. Plus, we have to find out difference between the y coordinates and we have to square them. And at the end, we have to square root of them. That will give us the distance. So let's do some practice here. Look at this example. They're asking that, let's say we have 2 points here and here. Now they're asking to find out the distance between them. So that's when distance between them is just d here. Let's say d. Okay. So let me just do it again. So distance between these two formula, okay? So this d. How do you find out the d? First, we write down the equation formula. So what's the formula? We have x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 square, right? So let's say this is our x1, y1, and this is our x2, y2. So here our y2, x1 is just 6, x2 is just 1. So we can just write down here, what is our x2? Our x2 is just simply 1, right? So we can just write down 1 minus, what is our x1? It's just 6. So we can just write down 6 square plus, what is our y2 is 8, and what is our y1? Minus y1 is just simply 4. So you can just write down simply 4. You see the y1 is simply 4 square. So that will give us 1 minus 6 is just 5, negative 5 square, plus 8 minus 4 is just 4 square. So that's been, here we get 25, and here we get 16, which will give us 41, square root of 41. So that will be our answer. Now let's do this practice. We have 2 points, which is, let's say this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So now we have to find out the distance, right? What's the formula for distance? Distance between 2 points, the formula is square root of difference between the x coordinates, so x2 minus x1 square, plus the difference between the y coordinates, so y2 minus y1 square. Okay, so what is our x2 here? X2 is just 2, and x1 is just 6, negative 6, so square. Plus, what is our y2 here? Y2 is 3, and y1 is again 3 square. So we got 2 minus 6 is just 4, so it's 4 squared, and here we get 0, so that's been 16, which is just 4. That is our answer.